This feels weirdly formal. I haven't done one of these like sit downs in a while. That's cool. What's up? My name's Kristoffer. I'm a photographer and videographer based in Ontario, Canada. I mainly shoot portraits, events, weddings. For the video stuff, I do a lot of commercial work. I do a lot of this YouTube stuff, kind of all over the place. I wanted to do a few things today. Number one is I wanted to say hello and thank you to all the people who have recently subscribed. There's been a big growth in the channel in the past little while, and it's very cool to see. It's still just a tiny little channel in the grand scheme of things, but it's been really gratifying to have people jump on and enjoy what I'm doing. So I wanted to introduce myself a little bit more and give you a bit more context around me as a photographer. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk a little bit about all the gear that I have sitting over here right now that I still need to review. And I'm going to get your opinion on what you are most excited about, what you want to hear about most, and we'll sort of do things in that order more or less, because all of it is sitting here ready to go. So like I said, my name is Kristoffer. I live in Ontario, Canada. It's not a beaver. Might be a beaver. It's a little blurry. I live just outside of Toronto and I mainly shoot portraits, events, weddings. To be honest, I shoot a lot of weddings. I do portraits, some family sessions, but events are kind of few and far between at this point. You could consider a wedding an event, but I think you understand what I mean when I'm differentiating them. So I remember this very vividly. When I was 14 years old is when I bought my first film camera. It was the Minolta X370, and that was 21 years ago. And that was when I first started shooting a little bit more actively and consciously, but it wasn't something that I necessarily thought I'd make a career out of, even though I was actually planning on going to university for photography. I ended up deciding not to do that, and I was able to get my money back before Ryerson kept it forever, which is nice. And ultimately, I kind of put the camera aside for a long time as I pursued other interests, but it was always there in the background. It was always something that I was interested in. It wasn't until COVID that I decided to start photographing, and weddings is what I turned to after a little bit of time of trying to take things more seriously. I found that weddings just really spoke to me, and yes, they're good money, but that isn't the only driver. It would be stupid to say that's not a part of it though. I think there's something really special about taking this day that a lot of people build up to mean something very, very big to themselves. Being able to be the one documenting that and give them great memories to look back on, because they're gonna miss so much of their wedding day. I think that's really special. Also, I get to spend it with my friends usually, because most of the people that I'm shooting with, whether I'm primary or second shooter, most of those people are gonna be people I really like. So I just get to spend time hanging out with my friends and eating nice food and going to fun parties and all that frivolity, and that's kind of cool. I've shot with a lot of different camera brands, but now the main thing I'm shooting with is Nikon, which is why you're seeing a lot of Nikon focused reviews. What makes me somebody who is worthwhile to listen to when it comes to reviews? You're gonna have to decide that for yourself, but what I can tell you is that I've worked with a lot of systems, I have taken a lot of photographs, and I'm looking at all my gear here, and I used to work in a camera store, so I did get a chance to kind of work with a lot of different gear, which was nice, and to answer a lot of questions and ask the reps, and I can still do that because I still have all those contacts, which is kind of cool. So if you found me in the last little while, you've probably seen that I've taken a bit of a divergence from the gear reviews, and I've really been doing like walk and talk vlog style stuff for the last little while. That's for a couple of reasons. One is that it's been an incredibly busy wedding season, and frankly, I just haven't had the time to sit down and do really thoughtful long form videos. Number two is that I really wanted to do a little bit of a reset. I wanted to talk with my audience a little bit more and get to know people on a more personal level. So that felt like a really great way of doing it. And number three is that I have gotten in a lot of gear lately, and for me, I want to take you on the journey throughout as I'm getting to know it, not just like, okay, I've now shot with this for 6 weeks, here's what I think. I want to do like a first impressions. I want to do like, okay, I've been using this for the last week, or I just used it on my first wedding or whatever. But those aren't like full big videos, and I don't want those to be taken as reviews. So by doing them as like a fun little walk and talk where I snap some photos and we chat about it, it's a really nice way to do that. All that said, it is time for us to talk about some of the gear that we have here. And I want to know in the comments below, let me know, what gear do you want to see me review the most when it comes to what I have here? And also, is there some other gear that you're curious about that you'd like to see me review? Let me know in the comments below. Tag the people who make the gear, maybe that'll help. A note about my reviews is that I really don't make super technical reviews. If you want something very technical, there's places to go and you know those. For me, it's all about real world use, and not just real world use, but like use as somebody who gets paid to take photos and videos. How do these things work for me in my business? And I think that that's really helpful, because there's a lot of people on the platform who are not necessarily using it for paid work. And that's not to slight them. There's no reason their reviews aren't awesome. It's just coming at it from a different perspective. So for me, when I'm using these, you know, whether it's on set or whether it's at a wedding day or whatever, I'm gonna have a different set of use cases. So hopefully that's valuable for people who are in a similar boat to me. But again, all that super specific technical stuff, go watch the videos on those too, because it's really important you have a round foundation for your reviews before you decide to buy something. So let's do this. Numbers like 1 through however many we have, rank the ones that you want to see the most, numbers like 1, 2, and 3. But number 1 is this. This is the first piece of gear that we're going to talk about. This is the Nisi Jetmag Pro Variable ND system. So this is very cool, and I can't show you the full thing because I'm actually using it right now. It's become a go-to for me, but it's these fun little variable NDs that lock using magnets onto your lens. And those are very cool. And they've been out for a little while now, but the variable ND is the one that is newer to them that a lot of people were asking for, and they did send it to me. So I do have to make a review on that. I've been using it for a little while now, and I have some thoughts. If you want me to review this, put it in the comment as your sort of like number 1. After that, we have these bad boys. This is the 28mm and 50mm f1.4 ASPH Simera lenses from Thypoch. These are the fully manual, beautiful lenses they sent over to me. I do have to review these soon, but I have a couple more weeks before I have to send them back, so I'm gonna do some more testing. But at this point, I feel pretty good about giving some kind of a review on these. I feel like I understand, you know, how they act and how they react to different situations, and I feel like I can do a good review on these. So let me know if this is something you want to see a full review on. Sticking with the lenses, these are not going to be maybe quite as like fun, but I think these are really important. I have the 24mm, 50mm, and 85mm f1.8 S lenses from Nikon. The 24mm is what I'm filming on right now, and then yeah, the 50mm and the 85mm. These are some upgrades that I got recently. I switched over from the f1.4s onto the S-Line, and so far I am so glad I did that, and I'm really excited to talk about these. I do need a little more time with them for sure to give like full-fledged opinions, but off the cuff I can tell you they're great. I know they're not the most exciting thing to talk about, f1.8 lenses. They're not like funky, weird lenses like the Thypochs, but if you're wondering if you should do the f1.4 or the f1.8, I definitely have thoughts, and my thoughts are not just like definitely go with the 1.8. It's a little more nuanced, and that's because there are differences between the lenses that I think are really interesting. So if you want to see these, the 24, 50, and 85 are all that I have, but I might look into getting the 35 as well. I'm going to do a singular one for each of these, as well as a video across the board for all of them. So let me know. Is this what you want to see? Okay, so that's it for lenses. The rest is going to be about carrying camera gear. And the first thing is this. This here is the PGYtech On Go Solo 2 in the 6 liter. I also have the 4 liter, and I have done a little bit of a review on the 4 liter, mainly just because I use it as my like travel kind of system. So I've talked about it a bit, but these are really, really great bags, and I am very into them, and I've been pairing this with my Wotancraft Pilot 10 liter. I basically take this and the 10 liter if I'm doing photo only when it comes to my wedding days, and it holds everything, and I love this bag along with that. If you want to see the Wotancraft 10 liter Pilot review, that is my favorite ever sling bag that I've ever used, and I have a review of it. I'll put it here. Continuing on with the bags and talking about that Wotancraft 10 liter Pilot, this is the companion backpack. Let me back up a little. This is amazing. I love this backpack. Everything I love about the Pilot 10 liter Wotancraft, this is very similar in a lot of ways. It does have some unique features to it that are different. Obviously, it is a backpack, but I have like a whole system for this. I have all the little bags that you can attach to it, everything. It is so awesome. So when I have to do a day where I'm doing photo and video, and I want to make sure that I have like everything I need, whether that's like, you know, all of my video gear in one bag and then camera gear for photo in another, what have you, this is a go-to. I love, there's just so many good things about it. It's very, very feature rich, so it's going to be a bit of a longer video. But if you've been thinking about this or anything from Wotancraft, I would highly suggest you let me know, because the more people that talk about this, the better, because that'll help me know if this is what you need to see. So let me know. Next up is this. This is not bondage gear or for horses, I don't think. This is the Holdfast Gear Moneymaker dual camera harness system in the vegan leather, which is super cool, and I haven't seen many people talking about the vegan leather version. I've been using this for tons of weddings. I really, really like it. Holdfast sent this over and I'm very thankful they did. I have some thoughts. It's not 100% roses and sunshine, but it's pretty close. But there's just a couple things that I think are interesting and unique about it that I want to talk about. Some stuff that, you know, even for people who don't care about whether they use leather or synthetic, I think there's some really nice positives to this that I do want to talk about, and a couple of things that I think change how I use my camera when I use this, which is kind of cool. So if you want to see this, let me know. All right, and lastly, we got this thing here. This is the Neewer Q300 wireless flash strobe light. It's really, really great. So it's a 300 watt light. Strobe, it has its own battery pack so that you can use it on the go. You don't need to actually plug it into anything. I have that in. I definitely have to get a video made for that. They've been very patient about it, which is awesome. So let me know in the comments below if you're curious about that. It's a super high power strobe that you can bring anywhere, which is very, very cool. And I've been getting great quality out of it. I definitely have thoughts on it. So let me know if you're interested in that. And we'll talk about it. All right, thank you so much, y'all. I really appreciate you watching and following along. It's been a great journey so far, and I hope you are, I don't know, thinking about your own mortality sometimes, because that's what helps us stay grounded and stay honest and real. Peace.